Hey everybody, welcome to the Delivery Driver Pit Stop. My name is Michael. I'm your healthy host, getting healthier every day. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Welcome today, Monday Fun Day, and boy, do I have a juicy story for you out of the New York Post about GrubHub. First, want to thank Eric for making me aware of this story. It was released last night pretty late, about 10 o'clock on the West Coast. So, I'm going to read it to you here. But before I go into that, anybody that follows my channel knows about, last couple months, I've been covering the story about GrubHub charging restaurants these call fees just to use their platform to call restaurants, even if, the customer does not pay or does not order through the GrubHub app, that GrubHub is charging these restaurants fees. And there was a big lawsuit filed from this one Indian restaurant, and now this coming Thursday in New York, they're having city council meetings with GrubHub. A GrubHub rep is going to be there along with many restaurateurs, and they're going to voice their concerns to GrubHub and to the city council. I will be covering that sometime later this week once a story is posted on it, and we'll see what happens with that. So this is just a follow-up, and it's getting worse. I know, more bad news for GrubHub. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I promised you I would give you information as soon as I get it to help you decide how to make the most of your time, know your worth, So on that note, let's get to it. Headline from the New York Post. Like I said, it was released late last night. GrubHub repays one eatery $10,000 over fee protest. Ouch! Let me read a little of this for you. A riled up New York restaurateur got a refund of more than $10,000 from GrubHub after he complained about 5 years worth of bogus fees. 5 years. For phone calls that had nothing to do with food orders, the Post has learned. The restaurant owner says that he first learned about this wrongful charges from last month's exclusive report via the Post, which I've covered, which detailed how GrubHub has been billing restaurants between $5 and $9 for any call longer than 45 seconds. Even if the customer simply was checking on the status of the order, asking what's on the menu, or complaining that the food arrived cold. $5 to $9. Now, as I mentioned previously, I don't have a problem with GrubHub charging a nominal fee, long as it's transparent when you sign up for GrubHub if you're the restaurateur. But $5 to $9 just to say, hey man, my food was cold, or hey man, where's my food? $5 to $9? GrubHub, that is shady as all get out. Holy smokes. At first, the restaurant owner says GrubHub, which also owns Seamless, told him it could only refund him 60 days worth. A line that numerous other restaurants say they have also heard from the higher-ups. The restaurateur said, I went ballistic, who's asked for their name not to be disclosed, of fear of retaliation from GrubHub. How sad is that? I told them I would not accept that. After he was handed off to a more senior rep, the Chicago company swiftly agreed to cut him a check for the erroneous charges going back to 2014. So basically, he says, I don't like your answer. I need to speak to someone higher up. He got someone higher up, and after a little chat, the senior rep told them that they were going to be cutting him a check for $10,000. It's the largest refund to come to light at a time when other restaurateurs say that they are battling tooth and nail to persuade GrubHub to cough up more than 2 or 3 months worth of refunds, or even help them tally what is owed. It took them 30 minutes to figure it out, the restaurateur said to GrubHub. I guarantee that they know to the penny what their liability is. Of course they know. If it only took 30 minutes to figure out that they owe this company $10,000, I guarantee you all the suits at GrubHub know down to the penny what each restaurant is getting charged, that is. The restaurant owner shared his story with city council members and the other restaurant owners last week, but asked not to be identified while he weighs whether to testify at the hearing. Like other restaurateurs, he's concerned that GrubHub will retaliate by raising his rates or burying the visibility of his restaurant on the GrubHub site. Man, GrubHub, look what you're doing to these restaurateurs. I mean, holy smokes. I've spoken with a lot of people who fear retribution. Andrew Ridgey, executive director of the New York Hospitality Alliance, told the Post they are concerned about how their fees will be impacted. Other restaurateurs are taking their chances, including George Titinios, who owns 32 eateries in the city, including 18 Fresh and Company outlets. Wow. Let's see. We look forward to engaging with the City Council and other stakeholders on how we can continue to help restaurants grow their business. Brendan Lewis, GrubHub, Vice President of Public Affairs, said in a statement to the Post. We've not been asked to refrain from taking action against anyone who speaks publicly at the hearing, nor would we engage in any retaliatory acts. We deeply value our relationships with restaurants, Lewis said. Bullshit. Woo. Sorry, guys. Anyway, I will spare you the rest of the article. What do you guys think of this? GrubHub giving $10,000 back to this one restaurant. They're basically admitting their wrongdoing by doing this. GrubHub, $5 to $9 for a simple call to check on your food, check where the order's at, or check if you have an item on the menu or not. Really? Again, I understand GrubHub wants to charge restaurants to use their platform if someone makes a call, but make it a nominal fee, 50 cents. Because indeed you're using GrubHub to promote your website, to promote your business, and GrubHub should get a little bit, but come on now. They already charging these restaurants 25% right off the top, and let's not talk about the fees that GrubHub charged the customer. So GrubHub's getting paid, so I don't see why. Well, I do see why, because they're being shady weasels that want to really, what did my mother say? You can't get blood out of a rock, something like that. I know someone's going to correct me if that was wrong. Anyway, curious what you guys think about this. Do you think GrubHub should be held responsible for doing this to restaurateurs? And do you think GrubHub should be reimbursing all these restaurants that, according to these restaurants, are being shady and not disclosing when they do sign up with GrubHub that they're getting charged $5 to $9 per call? Or do you think GrubHub has a right to charge restaurants this much money for a simple call asking if the food is there or whatever? Like I said, I see both sides. I can see where GrubHub's coming from, where they're saying, they're using our platform to, be out there. It's basically a form of promotion to call a restaurant. But $5 to $9 is way too much. Like I said, 25 cents maybe, 50 cents maybe. And then I'm going to play devil's advocate as well. On the other side of the fence, these restaurants have an obligation to understand the contract they're signing with GrubHub. They have an obligation to read the fine print of what GrubHub is charging and all the fees GrubHub is charging, because I guarantee you all this is in the contract, but it's probably very, very small, that lawyer speak that you can't see, you can't understand. But these companies, especially this company that has 32 eateries, you would think you would have a lawyer on retainer. So before he went live with GrubHub, he'd hand this contract, this terms of services contract to this lawyer and say, hey, can you read this and tell me if there's anything I'm missing? So it's partially GrubHub's fault. It's partially the restaurant's fault. Anyway, I'm curious what you think about this new development of GrubHub reimbursing restaurants. Leave a comment in the comment section below. As always, if you value this video, if you value my information, do that, sub, and ring the doorbell. That way you know when I release snazzy videos such as this. As always, I thank you for tuning in to this, 10-minute and 30-second pit stop. Links are in the description below for my no tip, no trip shirt, the merchandise down below. I get only 79 cents. Sorry, shameless plug. Also, make sure you follow me on social media. Now we're up to 11 minutes. Anyway, we'll see you next time on the Delivery Driver Pit Stop. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care.